Hello, here I am. Good morning. Aloha. And welcome to the Donald Trump fan club. Nah. We're gonna have to go undercover for that pretty soon. But no, yeah, it's been an exciting week. Just popped up. Just yesterday, a lot of wild stuff going down. First time there since 1918 or 1812, 1814. They actually stormed the White House. I think a lot of the people were cheering for the Lions, but they didn't make it through that's not a joke. They didn't make it through. But anyway, yeah, we got the Trumps there to deal with, so we're going to hit him a little bit today, since we've been staying away from that. JC, brother, how are you? There's JC Farina. He's one of our regulars, one of our strong guys that's been here for a while, and we thank him because we appreciate his participation. But yeah, an eye opener, Ernesto Guzman, new man. Happy New Year to you too, brother. So yeah, it was an eye opener yesterday. That a culmination of Doug Parker, hello, bro, of the 4 years and the frustrations and Archie, you've been around for a while. Frustrations and everything since November, the elections and stuff like that just seemed to accumulate and kind of broke him or cracked him. So it's we're going through some interesting times as a nation, and some really sobering times. When you look at the third world countries, Venezuela or Cuba or any of any country where they're rioting in the streets and assaulting government, when our legacy has always been, and that's the hallmark of democracy, is the peaceful transition of power every 4 to 8 to 12, whatever, every year. With the change, Republican to Democrat, Obama to Trump, whoever it may be, it's a peaceful, organized transfer, and that's the biggest takeaway from everything that's gone down. Trying to turn, I didn't realize I had the TV going. Excuse me. But this is the biggest, one of the biggest. United States or democracy, our chance as a free nation, with the transition of power to move smoothly from one leadership to another. Pulled the trigger on the 25th. Yeah, they are. Paul Andrews. Yeah, they are. A lot of people are. That's beyond me, whether that happens or not. And there's a lot of politicking. It's got to go down before that. Well, yeah, we brought that up, and you guys want to bringing that in later if we happen to hit that later. Initially, my focal point on today, making waves, was professional wrestling, and I read the comments and the criticisms a lot, and then I watched the show last week, the men's matches. Basically, the ladies are terrific too, but McIntyre and the Big Kid Lee, and there's the tag team, Miz and his partner, and they were KO. I don't think he was, but the different guys, Daniel Bryant, some of those guys, Kensuke. I look and I watch the program, and I see a tremendous amount of talent. And I see some matches that are just really spot on. I see some really good work going down these guys, and it's not an isolated match. It's not an individual match, but right up and down the card. As you go, AJ, there's a guy can work with anybody. AJ and KO and Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton, who seemed to fall in disfavor. I've seen some, minus the crowd and minus the angles or minus, the intensity put on the matches. I've seen, technically and psychology-wise, everything else. I've seen some really, really nice work, some really fine work going on. And everybody goes, well, wrestling has changed. Wrestling sucks. Wrestling. You sure it's not just your hate for Vince McMahon? You sure it's not just, wrestling's changed. It's different, which it isn't. But, we're seeing a whole bunch more of a lot of the false finishes, and a lot of the finishing moves are being kicked out of and going right through. A lot of the ideas, I think Drew McIntyre and the big guy, Keith Lee, I think his name is, they came up, they wanted to get the guy. I don't see why they couldn't have wrestled right through onto the end of the program and not given Timothy Lee, and not given out a finish, but having Eric, good morning, but having a finish, it works, and it'll bet they've had some great ideas. Getting Sami Zayn over about 2 years ago, he went show after week after week after week. He kept getting in the ring with Braun Strowman, and Braun Strowman just kicked the snot out of him every single time. But subconsciously, this guy was getting himself over. He's really, I'm willing to take a beating. I'm willing to go in there. I'm willing to do anything. And that's kind of the idea that that he was presenting, and it worked. Now he's got some title around there, and he's got a lot of heat. His interviews, he's annoying, upsetting guy. The guy that was a wrestler, and they use him all over now. Good, the long hair, blonde haired guy. God, I can't think of his name. Anyway, he's been featured in a lot of angles lately. He's in a tag team now with Rude, Ricky Rude, or the new Rude kid. He's been there. Beach Bum. Thank you, Mark Johnson. Yes, God bless Beach Bums. Wasn't for that, I don't know where that came from, but I got that name. They started. I know it came from all my promos and stuff, putting myself over in the ocean and surfing in the emerald eye of the wave and everything else. And it took a Dolph Ziggler. There you go. Thank you, sir, very much. Terrific prophet, Dolph Ziggler. But I was talking about myself there. I got to be Beach Bum. But that's, I think I grew from that. Yeah, Dolph Ziggler. There's another guy. Talent up the wazoo. He's got, he keeps going from program to program. They don't, he gets everybody over. I'm sure he's making some good bread, and he's got a good spot there, Red, white, Klein. All right, brother. You ready to come on down? I see you buzzing me to come in here. Avi Klein. No, not yet. Maybe he had to check on one of his ladies here. But yeah, I think it's just, I look and I watch, I think it's just Vince McMahon hate. I just, that he has changed wrestling, and the wrestling shows are maybe too cartoonish, maybe too, as the guys that watched it when I used to perform, even after, back to The Rock and Stone Cold era, the guys that came back from there, maybe, it wasn't as cartoonish, and now with the storylines and the things that go through, and in The Office, you got to think Vince isn't in The Office either. But what Vince has done, this Joe Anoa'i, and they do awesome Archie, yeah. But what Vince has just done to professional wrestling, how he's taken it out of the small towns and the local TVs and turned it into a massive production, an NFL, as it were. But he still services a lot of the small towns, and we have the independents that do it. So it's turned out to be a nice blend. But the criticism of WWE, I don't know if it's justified. Just looks to be residual Vince McMahon hate and the Office and stuff going down in there. Avi, you're zipping in and out of here. Do you want to come in, or you gonna shoot some wrestling matches? Where we go? Mickey Doyle's coming in today. We got Mickey Doyle all the way from Motown. He'll be there. Do a couple Diana Ross. Hillbilly Jimmy Lightwing. Did you ever do programs with Pat Patterson? Yes, I did in San Francisco when he was booking there. we're supposed to do. We're going to the. He was the champion. We're supposed to go through an hour, and it was his home, his territory, his football. We're supposed to go through the hour, so he got to about 57, 58 minutes, and he slapped on the figure four, leg lock to have me give up, and we went back and Shars flipped out. He says, "Well, you only had 2-3 minutes to go. You could have done." Well, we were coming back in a no time limit match, but no, Pat wanted to get his hand raised, so he got his hand raised, and we did a little bit of business coming back the second time, but obviously we lost the momentum of the hour Broadway, but it was still good. It was all good. San Francisco was a nice territory. I love living there. I used to live in Santa Cruz. What happens when you and Cowboy went and tag team after we were together for a while after that. And then we finally did a little split up in Glen Falls there, I think, somewhere. Where it's where the Rock was born, the birth of the Rock. And the Baby Blue Tights, Paul Andrews, keeping WW for Jay Hager. Then versus Don Muraco. Yeah, who's going to hold me up? If you could face someone back today when you're active, who would you like to have faced? Brothers, there's a bunch of guys. The Keith Lee, I don't know. I know who he is. I've seen him a couple times. And Jake Hager, I have no idea. But let's just keep it mainstream with the WW. I keep wanting to say FE. God, there's a bunch of guys there that are from their champions, Roman Reigns or McIntyre, or who's the Intercontinental, even Sami Zayn. He's got some good heat on. And the three champions. Then you go to their stars, KO or Bray Wyatt or AJ, Dolph Ziggler. You know, those guys are all. Don looking forward to today's theater day. Yeah, or looking. All those guys. I don't see too many guys that. And here he is, Land of 1,000 Lovers, Mickey Doyle.
Hi, everybody. It's seems like it was just Christmas Eve, and now it's 2 weeks later, right? Goes fast.
Your input on today's excitement.
Today's whatever Avi shows on the Don's theater.
Went over your head here. You sit up. Well, yesterday's reaction. Your reaction to yesterday's excitement. The stoning of the Bastille.
I was upset. I was mad. I was angry when I saw the TV. I didn't realize it till about 2 p.m. I was driving home from town, and I had a football channel on my radio, and the guy got mad. He says, "I don't want to talk football today. I want to talk about Washington." As soon as I heard that, I went to Fox News, and brother, that's when it flooded my brain what was going on, because early that morning before I went to town, I saw the guy on TV spouting his BS, and my wife said to me, there's going to be problems later today. And boy, she was spot on with that one, man. I got home and we watched TV till 10 o'clock at night. It just was upsetting. It was upsetting. A young lady who shouldn't have been there ended up dead. And today you learn 3 other people died. And it's wow. Just historic times in a bad way, right? Just a bad situation. Are you
surprised by the outcome?
What's the outcome? I mean, they're trying to impeach him.
You surprised at the downslide of the Donald here, coming close to his, getting close to his audio issues, getting close to his termination of his presidency if he's, acting irrationally.
Well, the meltdown was shown on TV yesterday. The whole meltdown was visual to everybody. And then Pence took over the reins because Trump couldn't function anymore the way I see it. Pence is running the show right now, it looks like it.